Guess who just quit their job today? Hey guys, so it's a bit long overdue, but I figured now is a good time as any to actually put an introduction out. So with that, hey, my name is Nubo. What's funny is about this time, about 2 years ago, I had set out to make this channel kind of for the hell of it, because I really just used YouTube to watch other people make YouTube video essays. And at one point I just thought, man, it would be pretty funny if I ended up doing that as well. And lo and behold, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it was about a year ago where I said something like, if it's important, you would make time for it.
But once you want something bad enough, you make time for it.
Or something along those lines. But yeah, here we are. I'm still fairly new to the process, if I'm being honest. I do have that one video out, which did okay-ish in my eyes. I'm glad that it's gotten around to people that are familiar with the property. But I also put out a second video, if you didn't know. You probably didn't, because it got copyright claimed right out the gate, which I'm so mad about. Like, seriously. I won't even go on that tangent. Yeah, I spent about a few months working on that just for it to get struck down immediately. And to be fair, I am using somewhat sizable chunks from the movie, but it's only, I think the longest clip is only about a minute, maybe 2 minutes, if that. And unfortunately, the clips that I picked are very relevant for the points that I'm trying to make. So I cannot edit them down any more than they already are for the sake of the message itself. But don't worry, thanks to whoever gave it that one thumbs up, that was awesome. I do have a plan to release any other future projects that might have this problem on a side platform, but that's to be discussed later on. So as far as the channel goes, I'm really just interested in making essays or deep dives into a couple of movies or shows that I found interesting. And in between that, it'll be some games or music reviews, depending. It's really just properties that have stuck with me, that have an impact. And I just wanted to talk about it. Part of the reason why it took so long to get to this point is because I've gone through so many different iterations of what I thought the channel would be. And with the last 2 videos that I worked on and the upcoming video that I am currently working on, I've taken a much more serious tone than I envisioned of how things would have gone starting out. But honestly, that's okay. Because for me personally, it was kind of hard to translate humor to an audience that isn't right in front of me, if that makes sense. So it felt very forced and unnatural, just like the 5 times that I tried to record this specific audio itself. Other than that though, most of the themes and the topics that I will be covering in the future tend to lean more on the heavy side and more of the thought-provoking side. But that just kind of comes with the media that I've been consuming, so there's not much I can do about that. It's not going to be all doom and gloom, thankfully. I will try to make light of, some portions of what I'm covering, but I'm really just trying to avoid being like those YouTubers that kind of push it, That's one of my own pet peeves, and that's part of what stopped me from going with the original plan for this YouTube channel in the first place. As far as the IPs that I do want to cover, I definitely want to talk about Counterpart. Man, do I love that show. Like, I don't understand who gave the green light to cancel that where it was. It is such an underrated show, and it's the only show that I've bought specifically so I could preserve it, because I feel like more people need to know about the show in general. Other than that, anything else that's been on my mind lately? I may make a video about Manifest in the future. I was very attached to that show for a while and wasn't really happy with how that ended either, but we'll see about that. Other than that, I would say definitely a majority will be about movies and TV shows, some more manga in time, depending on what I have time to read and get through. But as far as future projects, I have a really long overarching idea for, I don't want to spoil it. It's the Batman movies. Let's just go with that. Counterpart, like I said, is a Joker video that I'm in the works on in the future. I know I'm going to get flack for that. I don't care. I'm just going to go through with it. There'll be some more fun editing too. I actually made a Twitch and a TikTok for just gameplay stuff because finding B-roll is surprisingly hard for things like this. I know I got away with it with the last video where it was just a sunset for a majority of the time, but I don't feel like that's the best I can do, you know? And thankfully, with the amount of free time that I'm about to have, I can actually play more games now, so we'll see about that. Other than that, I don't have a set schedule for anything just yet. I'm going to try and stick to my word about uploading at least every 2 months. I know that sounds stretched out, but I don't want to say, hey, I'm going to put something out every week and then fall off on it and just have it tumble down the road. So I'll give it about 2 months. And that's for the heavier videos, you know, like the one I'm working on right now concerning Linkin Park. I'm still in the early stages of that, but I'm going to shoot for, what did I say? I'm going to shoot for the 19th for that to be released. Hopefully. Depending. But yeah, gameplays on TikTok, streams at the end of the month on Twitch, and a small side series that I've been brainstorming, which would have been a good name, but Brain Fog Reviews, and a side series of mini reviews for movies that I watch in between the heavier topics, with a bit of a twist. I'm not going to review them immediately after watching them. I'm going to wait a couple days and see what actually sticks from the movie and go off of the review just by memory alone. Major video every 2 months or so, and shorter form discussions on Twitter. But yeah, that's about the size of it. If you're here for the first time, welcome. If you're here from any of the other socials, welcome anyway. And I'll see you guys in the next one.